It's Bruce. PetTurkeys.com, KayakingKSC.com, and author of many books. So I'm a flint napper. It's making arrowheads, spear points. Example. And I'm out here at my fire pit where I've heat treated a lot of material. What that means is I put it under a campfire for about 24 hours, about 8 inches deep, and it changes the molecular structure of the rock. Makes it easier to chip and changes the color. So I can tell this is Florida coral. It's been heat treated, and I can tell because it has a waxy look to it. And same way with that one too. Now with the agates is so hard to chip that I pretty much have to do the heat treating just to be able to get a little arrowhead out of the agate. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna put this down, and what I have out here is my fire pit. I'm gonna dig up the rocks, and by the way, modern nappers use kilns. It's a pretty good science. They know the exact temperature, time, the heating and the cooling. And I do it the old-fashioned way with the fire pit because I just like to burn. So the more fragile material, I'll bury deeper, and the rougher, coarser rock, I will make it shallower. And because I've ruined a lot of stone before by having it too close to the fire. And then there's factors like, are you using pine or are you using oak? Changes the coals, the temperatures. So I'm going to dig up this rock, and then I'm going to review it and whether I need to put it, burn it again. Because usually I err on the side of caution, and so my good stuff I may have to heat treat it 2 or 3 times, but I'm having fun. So I'm not a production or a business or anything like that. So I want to put the phone over here where I can see the fire pit, and I'm going to expose what we found, what I got under here. So it heated for 24 hours, and then I let it cool down for 2 days. Okay, this one here is pretty shallow. You can hear the metal on the rock. If it's pretty shallow, it means it probably wasn't a piece of rock that I was concerned about. And the first one that comes up is the piece of Florida chert, probably Ocala chert. I can see some good, I actually see some really good luster spots on that, which is a good sign. Now if I see fine cracks, that was pretty close to the fire. I can usually tell if I ruined it pretty quick. Now for the, oh yeah, look at that. This is more, this might actually be a Texas cobble. But see that shine, that luster to it? That is a great sign. But I did have the cobbles really high. And let's see here. See what else I can find. Right, should have my more valuable stuff. This looks like another Texas cobble. So this is deeper, and until I break it, it's a good sign, but until I actually break it, it's going to be hard to say how it went. What we got going on here? This is Another really good sign when I see that luster. Excellent. What else we got down here? I also know when I start finding little chips that I was too close to the fire. Oh, there's a mole cricket. Where's the chickens at? They do love their mole crickets. Goes to the chicken. Rooster found it. All right, let's see what we got going on down here. It's another Texas cobble. What we got going on here? This looks good. Look at the color. What is this? So this is actually a piece of agate. But wow, look at that. So, and it's got a good edge. When you're flint knapping, you want to find an edge for your striking. Actually, so this is a good example would be find an edge and strike that edge. Also, you can tell by sound, but agate's kind of doesn't have a really good sound like flint. But wow, look at that. I can't wait to break this agate. That's gonna be, look at the colors. Oh. Agates are notoriously tough. So what we got going on here? Get some more. I believe, I think Tom, with Archaeologist for Autism, I think he gave me this Texas stuff. Look at that. Whew. Get that luster on that heat-treated rock. That is going to be a beautiful arrowhead. Maybe 5 or 6 of them, if small. Let's see what else we got down here. What else we got going down here? I think I just threw this chip in here. This was a piece of Florida coral and it was garbage, so I just heat treated it. More Texas cobbles. After I break 1 or 2 of these, I might actually put them back under the fire again. All right, there's my better stuff. Look at this. This is interesting. So this is a piece of sawed cut agate, and it was got it from a collector. It's too thin to be any to do anything with it, but it's also it was too difficult to knap without being heat treated. So that'll be an interesting experiment. It was a beautiful rock. It was a beautiful piece of agate. But look at that. That's a hear that glass china sound. That's a good. Oh yeah. That's what you want to hear. So what else we got down here? All right, more Texas. More Texas cobbles. I have a bunch of stuff from Antigua, West Indies. That's from, I guess it's from Missouri, a creek rock. I don't know how that sounds. It's got a good sound to it. But it did have that good sound to it too when I picked it up out of the creek. That's why I picked it up. It But what happens with the Missouri stuff, it changes colors. So I could have napped it the way it is, but I get some color to that. I should have more of this Missouri stuff. Let's see here. What's left? All right, more Texas cobbles. This is kind of interesting. We got going on here. This is I think this is a piece of Georgia. I think they're going to call it agate, but it looks like it. I mean, I'm going to call it a chert, but I do believe that that specific pattern has a name to it that I don't remember. But let's see how that sounds. The sound is so important, and it doesn't really give me a good feeling, but it looks good. All right, what else have we got down here? Let's see, this is interesting. So we have a, there's another piece of this Florida, I hesitate to call it chert, but it looks like maybe I tried breaking it and it was just too difficult. But I think this is going to be easily, where's my other little agate point? Easily I should be able to get an identical arrowhead out of this. And the good news is it's the rock's kind of fat, because the new beginners are going to think, beginners do think that the thinner the better, but now you want some material to work with. Okay, I'm just feeling around. And that might be it. Well, there's something. I do know that I have multiple for multiple firings. I don't know what that is. Multiple firings, I'll have different material. That's concrete. That's junk. All right, I think I'm gonna call it a day here. Right. There's another one right there. So, and something to keep in mind is, you don't need to do this to obsidian. There's another piece of that Florida stuff. Look at that. The luster. That is gonna be nice. Now, if I'd had this too shallow, there would be divots where it gets so hot, it'll just start popping stuff out of the center. And a lot of times that's what I find when I'm scratching around. I find this kind of those little chips. All right. Let's see here. It's gonna say that's good. Let's take a look at this. This is interesting. It's a Texas cobble for sure, but look at that. Nice. And you know, the 3.5 million years ago, the pre-humans, this is what they started using in Africa. It was just a broken cobble. But with that, they could go out and, because they didn't have any teeth, they could go out and chop a piece of meat off a carrion and run it back to a tree. And that's how humans started, as land buzzards with hand axes. History's cool. All right, I think, let me see here. Something else down there. Something else down there. I think I'm going to turn the camera off so I'm not boring everybody. I'm having fun, of course. Okay, what I'm gonna do, we'll call this a day. Okay, so this is my exploring my fire pit, my coral, and excuse me, not coral. It turns out there's no coral. It's agate and chert and some Florida chert. So I'll go ahead and restock a new fire pit, and then get some firewood and start over. And maybe even put some of these cobbles back in. Why not? Hey, Bruce out.